Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not welcome back to Dis-Cember 2023. The 90s were about siblings. You had the Olsen twins. You had Kirk Cameron and Candace Cameron. You had the Maori sisters, right? Sister, and their little brother. But quite arguably, I think the Olsen twins are probably more popular. But on the guy side of things, you had the Lawrence brothers. They had a sitcom. They had a couple movies. Okay, so they weren't all over the place like the Olsen twins were, but they were around in the mid to late 90s, with their, Joey started out on a sitcom, my determination is everybody's guess. Blossom. I couldn't think of the name. Blossom. He started out on Blossom. Whoa! Right? And then he and his brother start together. Right? Ugly, I think it was before this, his brother Matt started Mrs. Doubtfire. They all start together in Brotherly Love. And then the Disney Channel got a hold of the reruns and were airing them in the mid-90s, which led to the mid to late 90s, actually, which led to the creation of two Disney Channel original movies featuring the Lawrence brothers, the first of which is Horse Sense, which stars Joe and Andy Roman. No, Lawrence. Roman was their name on Brotherly Love. Joe and Andy Lawrence. Apparently Matt has a cameo, but I watched this entire film and I didn't see him anywhere. It's probably like a background walk-on role somewhere. I don't know. But this tells the story of Michael, who is in charge of his cousin Tommy while he's visiting them, while Tommy is visiting Michael and his family, but he shirks his responsibilities, which leads to him getting punished and sent to the farm which Tommy and his mother own and run. And when he's there, Tommy decides to get the sweet, sweet revenge, which turns in, it's one of those coming of age stories where, he was a mean cousin, and then he learns to, accept his cousin and, bond with him and help out. Yeah. So, which is masked by the, oh look, he's falling poop humor. Oh look, he's falling down humor. Look, oh, crazy horse humor. But, and to be honest, this has never been one of my favorites. I strongly prefer, excuse me, it's been like an hour for that much, maybe more. I strongly prefer Jumping Ship to this, which we'll talk about in the next video. I've already reviewed this back in the day, but this is going to be a better review. More to my current way of doing them. That's what these last three are. So we start off, and we meet Michael, right? He's the snobby, stuck-up rich kid. College student. He's 20 years old, we find out from his dad. Robin Thomas! Didn't realize Robin Thomas played his dad. Which is interesting, because Robin Thomas would be in this. And I swear he'd be in Clock Towers, which is a Nickelodeon thing. He went on to be in Fuller House in season 1 and 2. And yeah, it's really weird, but he's there. He doesn't have a big role. And then because we meet Tommy and his mom is Caitlin's mom from The Flash. I knew I had recognized Caitlin's mom from The Flash from something. I couldn't put two and two together until I saw this and I went, hey, wait a minute. It's her. She's younger. This is 1999. She's younger. Why am I word something? Younger. She's younger. So yeah, Tommy's getting ready to go out to Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills, that's where I wanna be. Hey, living in Beverly Hills. Don't sue me, Weezer. So yeah, to Beverly Hills to visit Michael and his family. And Michael promises to take him to Disney World. I've never been to Disney World. Or Disneyland. Disneyland? Nope. But Michael neglects him. Like I said in my synopsis, he neglects him, opting instead to spend time with his new girlfriend of 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And instead of his cousin, who he's known his entire life. And I should mention, because it is an important thing later, Tommy wants to give Michael this, is it like a duck call thing or something? Some kind of a whistle or something. Because at the reunion years earlier, he liked the one he made. So he wants to make another one. He doesn't get a chance to give it to him here. But yeah, we see Michael's stuck-up ways. By the way, I caught it this time because I know where the story in the movie is going. But he's in the class flirting with his girlfriend, and in the background you can hear the teacher talking about land trusts. And I went, oh, I never got that before. And that does come in handy later. That does come back into the movie later. So, yeah. Stroke my beard. Look smart. Talk about the movie. Okay. So he shirks his responsibility. I think that's the word. And instead of taking Tommy to Disney World, on his last day there, he puts on some kiddie play thing and then takes off to go to the racetrack. First of all, why didn't you just bring Tommy with you? After all, he said I would be there for 5 minutes, right? And they gotta go, but he drops Tommy up this thing. He hasn't been telling the truth anyway. Oh, by the way, I want to talk to you about this scene. Go back a little bit. So there's a scene, alright? There's a scene where Michael is introducing Tommy to the big screen TV he has and all the VHSs and everything. He turns the TV on, and what is playing on the TV? Brink. There's some generic-ass music in the background, but it is Brink. And if you're wondering how they could do that, well, it is owned by Disney. Yeah, because you could see the Team X blades, some of the Team X blades in the back. It's Brink. It's like from the final, what are you called? The X Games, or whatever they're called in there. But this is not kosher. Anyway, so yeah, I noticed that this time. The things you notice when watching through these. So because of this, Tom, he tries to get back to Tommy. He gets in a hit and run. He hits some lady's bumper, gives her the wrong information, which you're led to believe he did it on purpose, but did he? He tries to defend himself, saying, I wouldn't do that on purpose. Did he purposely give her the wrong information and he messed it up? I don't know. The lady's smart enough to look at his license plate as he leave, and Michael will be smart enough to realize, she could see his license plate if he indeed purposely gave her the wrong information. That's why I have a hard time believing that he purposely gave it to her, because Michael's not that stupid. I don't know. I know that Tommy got the maid, or housekeeper, whatever she's called, bring her back. And then Tommy goes home, having been stuck in the house the entire time. And in close with the housekeeper, I guess. Well, Michael was either asleep or not there. Couldn't bring Tommy with him. And it's not like he didn't know. I mean, he knew he was coming. He just forgot, but I don't know. I'm wondering, what about his parents? Well, they were also conveniently out of town during all this, so they can't be there to scold him when stuff is happening. And they come back to town. And then the lady, like I said, she wrote down his actual license plate and found where he lived. And the cops show up. And yeah, so now Michael is not going to the French Riviera with his girlfriend of 2 weeks. By the way, ladies out there, do we need to have a big anniversary every 2 weeks? Because she's like, oh, it's our 2-week anniversary. look, if we together, right, you get one anniversary a year. Okay, so our first anniversary and our second anniversary. That's what you get. We're not gonna. Maybe we'll go out to eat on the celebration of our first date. Although I've dated weird, because like I had a girlfriend, right? We never really went on dates. The girlfriends that I had, right? We sort of did. Went to the movies, but my son's mom. We had known each other for years before we actually had a first date. Like, and our first date was the movie theater to see Jackass #3. Yeah, I don't know. It was her idea. It's her. I said, pick a movie. And she says, well, what do you want to see? And I said, well, I would really like to see Jackass 3, but I understand that's not the type of movie you take a date to, so you just pick one. She goes, oh, that's fine. And I'm like, really? And no. Again, I didn't mean to sway her, but yeah. But we had been dating for, let's see, it was even our second time dating. We were together for, I don't know, a few months at this point before we finally went on our first date. We'd already been together. We'd already, by this point, but our first official date. But yeah, so, yeah, ladies, don't do this 2-week. Because every time I see this, it's our 2-week anniversary, 1-week anniversary, 1-month anniversary. The guy is always caught off guard by this because that's not how it works. Once a year, maybe the anniversary of our first date, we could put in there too. So 2 a year, maybe. We need to anniversary of our first kiss. The anniversary of the first time we, no, give it the first date and we first started going out. Maybe that's the first date. So yeah, I know what I'm thinking. First date, anniversary. But for me, like I said, I was going out with my girlfriends before we even had our first dates. Because we met in school and stuff. But like, your first date and marriage, anniversary, that's what you want. Or wedding, whatever. Anyway, back to the damn movie. Okay. So, Michael was sent to the farm. And he's wearing very expensive clothes he got from Rodeo Drive, no doubt. And so I got itch. It's itchy. I'm itching it. And he's Italian leather. I love they moo with an accent. MC Gainey's in this movie. Do the cows moo with an accent? No, they're just more expensive, I guess. And of course, Tommy is repaying what Michael did, but like Michael just ignored him. Where Tommy is purposely causing him trouble. Like he says, hey, you gotta move this stuff. Yeah, like cow manure. You gotta move it over there. And then later he finds out he could use the combine to move it or something like that. A tractor to move it. Tommy never said anything. You just gotta move it there to there. And then later, Tommy said he had to put these poles into the truck. Well, Tommy didn't specify what truck, so he put it in his truck that doesn't work and had to put it in the other truck. Yeah. He, you could go with this horse named Slingshot. And he's like, well, Slingshot looks like it's got one hoof in the glue factory. He says that. And it's like you got one foot in the glue factory. I think that one. What's that one? We call it black. And then he gets on it and it bucks him off. And he's like, what else do you call it besides black? Don't phrase it like that. He goes, lightning? He gets knocked in with a bull, by the way. It is here. We do get hints throughout the movie that there's something going on with the farm. We don't get, much. We do find out that Tommy's dad passed away sometime before the movie. We don't have an exact time. Sometime before the movie, he passed away. and they're kind of struggling. We find out that they're gonna lose the farm because they can't afford to pay. And they don't ever specify why she can't pay. They just say she can't pay. She doesn't have the money. She can't pay. But what happened where they don't have enough money to do it? There's nothing specified. It's just they don't have the money to pay. And of course, it's one of those things where, they say, doesn't matter, you try to give her money, she won't take it. Too much pride. That's not pride. That's stupidity. It's stubbornness. Look, I get it, you don't want to take it from some big place, oh, now you own it, whatever. But if someone is giving you money with no pretenses, with just saying, here, take the money, save the ranch, take it. Don't let your foolish pride make you so stubborn that you won't. Like, even towards the end of the movie, he empties his trust fund, Michael does, and gives it to her. She's like, oh, I can't do that. He's like, what? No, invest it. Help this. No. It's going to die, let it die. I'm just like, what? But then the solution he comes up with, she just accepts. It's literally the same thing, only the money is given to someone else or something. I don't know. They're trying to think of it. So, it's rough at first between him and Tommy. Eventually they start getting along. And then for some reason they do this scene that always bugs me. Okay, we have set up that there's this tree house that Tommy and his dad were trying to put together, right? And Tommy, I understand why he gets mad, but Tommy, is trying to build it before they have to leave. First of all, building that is a moot point because they're just going to probably tear it down, whoever buys the property anyway. But he wants to get it done because it means a lot to his dad, right? So when they go into town, Michael decides, out of the goodness of his heart now, because he's a good guy now, to fix it, to finish it. So he does. But when Tommy gets back, he throws a fucking fit. No, it's me and my dad's. My dad's and me. Kicks the banister off. He's tearing pieces of the wood off. It's like, good God, just say thank you. I understand. Look, don't call me insensitive. I understand why he's upset. It's his and his dad's. But if he wanted to get it done, clearly what Michael should have done is said, hey, I know it's you and your dad's thing, but how about I help you? He probably would have gotten a no, but still. I'd be like, hey, I know it's you and your dad's thing, all right? But you're not going to get it done by yourself before you have to leave. Let me help you, okay? That sort of thing. Instead of just putting it together. But Tommy's reaction was also uncalled for. Throwing a goddamn fit. And while we're on the subject of Tommy, he wasn't completely off the hook for stuff that happened in Beverly Hills either. Alright? Because he left the place. Right? He left. Sure, he told the lady he had to have someone pick him up, but no one told Michael he has a cell phone. They established that. Why did nobody call Michael and tell him, hey, Tommy called the housekeeper, took him home. Couldn't wait anymore. That sort of thing. No, Michael was running around looking for him. And I know, it's what he deserved. But still, he's in charge of this kid, and the kid takes off, and nobody calls to tell him that. They should he should have got a phone call. I'm just saying. Anyway, so, after Michael comes up with this idea, he has his dad look over his paper, it's only 4 pages long, about land trusts. And so he goes to the bank, he talks to them, and apparently because it's kind of hard to explain. I watched this movie a bunch of times, but because there are wild horses on the land, they can consider that as a habitat for the wild animals. And what it is, they have a land trust. And what essentially is that someone else owns the ranch, but they will pay the family members and the ranch hands to stay on and take care of it. So it's like the other way around. And apparently this land trust thing is going to take care of the debt that they have. I don't know if all that is 100% true, but that's how they saw the situation. And Michael's going to stay behind a little bit and help repair the treehouse, which I can't imagine there's much left to do unless Tommy took more apart or something. Or Michael's going to take it apart and, I don't know. And they would to where, like, take apart the stuff that he put on there and then they do it together. I don't know. But yeah. This went a little bit up for me. Okay. What really works for this is the connection between Joe and Andy Lawrence. They're brothers playing cousins, but they have that chemistry because they are brothers, and it works. Even when they're like messing with each other, like where Tommy is messing with him, it comes off as, oh, you little scamp messing with him and throwing the manure, like brothers playing pranks. You know, it works. It really works. I'm gonna give this a very high middle of the road. This went up for me a little bit. I enjoyed it. The second half of this movie has always been more tolerable than the first. When Michael's a complete jerk, I'm kind of just sitting here going, okay. Once he gets to the ranch, it gets a little better. We get his comeuppance. And then when he changes, you know. And I do like the scene. He goes home, right? Because he's going to go to the French Riviera. He goes home and he thanks his housekeeper. Gives her a kiss on the cheek. And that's what she realizes, as the audience should, that he's changed his ways. He said thank you for everything. And then he decides not to go to the French Riviera and goes back to the ranch. So, to help them out. But, so showing that he's changed. Even though they kind of reversed some of that at the beginning of the second one, but we'll get to it. So, yeah, it's high middle of the road. So what are your thoughts on Horse Sense? In the comments below, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.